Hello, my name is Alice DeFries. I'm the owner and head photographer of Heber Photography, based in Heber City, Utah. Heber Photography was established in 2005 as a way to make a little money, and now I would consider myself a pro amateur photographer. I do weddings, seniors, families, nature, all kinds of fun stuff. I created this presentation when I was a substitute at the local elementary schools, as the teachers I was substituting for would ask me to have a lesson about what I did outside of school. And so this is geared toward elementary school students, but there's still principles that anybody can learn. You can take good pictures, whether it be with a cell phone camera, a point and shoot camera, or a fancy SLR camera like I have. So we're going to get started here, and just to let you know, for more information you can visit www.heberphotography.com, and all pictures are copyrighted by Heber Photography. So we know the old adage, a picture's worth 1,000 words. This is Shaylee Clyde. This was taken on her 2-year-old birthday, and that was several years ago, so she's in kindergarten now, I believe. So there's things we can say about Shaylee. She's a fun little girl, very easy to pose, and so she could say funny, sweet, cute, nice. Instead of writing 100 words or 1,000 words, sometimes can be hard, but a picture, you could go on for hours and talk about this cute little picture of Shaylee and what she's all about and what this picture's all about. So what makes a good picture? First, we got to know the subject. Looking back at little Shaylee's picture, what's the subject? Well, it's Shaylee. Does it focus attention? It does. We're trying to focus just on Shaylee. We're trying to make sure that there's no other distractions, toys, pets, bushes, buildings in the way. So we're focusing just on Shaylee. And then to simplify, make sure there's also no other distractions in the pictures. Now, right here, what is the subject? Well, it's of this skiing troll. And this troll was a toy found in a geocache, if anyone is familiar with that. He's a travel bug which moves from cache to cache and state to state. And so we were taking a picture of him to say, welcome to Utah, where we ski. And so we made the ski Utah outfit on this. So how do we focus attention so that you know we're focusing on Trolley? Well, we make sure that he's in the picture. He's the object that your eye first goes to, and we make sure that there's no distractions around, whether it be buildings or trees or piles of snow or whatever. So to simplify, this picture's already simplified, but if I was looking through the viewfinder to the left, I might find something that will distract from the picture, maybe a toy or an animal or something that would just make it so you weren't focusing that Trolley was the picture. Last time I checked, Trolley was living in Texas, as that's where he's moved to. So what's the subject of this? This is little Lexi Jensen. She just turned 4 in May, and this was just a day out in the field. We took her out there, her mom and dad and me, and we wanted to focus that it was Lexi out in the fields, and she kept saying horsey, horsey, and she really was having a good time with playing with the horsey. So we wanted to make sure that it was clear that the horse and Lexi are at the center of this picture. I'm sure there's cows and other trees and distractions that could have been in this picture, but I wanted it to look like little Lexi is looking at the horse, and so we wanted to focus attention on that. I could have taken the whole body of the horse and maybe the whole body of Lexi, but I really like this tight shot because it really focused attention on her, and there wasn't, like I said, cows or whatever else could be in either side of the picture. And to simplify it, well, this picture's already pretty simplified, but we're trying to make sure that there's nothing that's making you think, well, is it about the horse and the dog? Well, we can't see the dog. Well, is it about the mountains behind it? It's very clear that this picture is about Lexi, and this picture is about this cute little horse that we found in this field. And that's a lot of trouble. Even as me as a professional photographer, I have problems sometimes simplifying because I want to show you everything is in the picture, but I have to just focus in on something. So this picture was taken on the beaches of the Pacific Ocean in Vancouver, Canada. And the way I saw this shot was the way I shot it. I wasn't manipulated, just this is how it looked on the beach. So what's the subject? I would say the beach, or maybe seashells, or seashells and a leaf. To focus attention, well, there's lots of things on this beach. There could have been driftwood, there could have been trash, there could have been whatever. So we're trying to focus attention. I could have taken a wider shot out and maybe focused on the driftwood or focused on something else. But we wanted to focus on the seashells and show them. And then the leaf doesn't necessarily detract from it. It kind of just brings it all in. And then we want to simplify. If you can see up in the upper left-hand corner, I love this picture, but there is some rocky, broken seashells there. And if I really wanted to do that, I might have brushed them out of the way when I was taking the picture. I was on vacation, so I was having fun, but I could have simplified it maybe by taking my hand and just moving the dirt a little bit and making that picture more accurate. Now this picture I really enjoyed. We were up camping at Current Creek Reservoir, which is here in Wasatch County. So what's the subject of this? It could be Current Creek Reservoir. It could be flowers, wildflowers. It could be mountains. This one, the subject is, it's a fall day. It had snowed the night before in the higher elevation, so you can see the snow up on the peaks, but you still have the fall gleaming colors. So I would call this fall day or winter's in the air or something like that. But we wanted to focus clearly that it wasn't on maybe a deer or a horse. It was of that mountain range. This is my niece Emmy, and she's always my model. She's always available for pictures. This was up at Mirror Lake, up the Mirror Lake Highway in Summit County, Utah. And so the subject of this picture I would be girl playing in water, water fun. If she wasn't in it, the picture we could say, you know, Mirror Lake or a day at Mirror Lake or, you know, fun camping. What is this a picture of? This is always fun. This was a lighting challenge for a photography class I was taking, and it is a Sprite with a lemon, and we were trying to show the texture of it. So the subject would be, you know, Sprite, thirst. You know, I went for Sprite to call me to work on that. This picture was taken Christmas morning at my niece's house, and I was having more fun playing with her toys than she was. And the question is, does this picture focus attention? I think it does. It focuses on the little doll and then the Christmas tree lights in the background, and there's not a lot of other toys or distractions or the Christmas tree in the back. What would you do to make this picture better? These two toys are not in the water behind the fish tank. They are actually behind it. What could make this picture better? That's the question. What could we have done to make this a more pleasing picture? Well, one thing, we could have cropped it so you didn't see the bookshelf to the right. And also, looking back, I could have tighter cropped or zoomed in just on the toys, and then you could see the fish in more detail, and then see the toys, the stuffed animals in the back, looking at the fish, or maybe thinking that you're a part of that. And that would be a fun way to simplify it as well, but I think for this picture it works. This is also my niece Emmy, and this was taken on her around her 8th birthday. She's in a white baptism dress, and this is also Mount Timpanogos in the background, which is my favorite mountain, and it graces Wasatch County and Heber Valley where we live. I love this picture. I love it the way it is. However, it was pointed out to me that I could simplify it and make it a more pleasing picture. And by cropping it in and zooming in on this picture, you can see more of the buds coming off of the old dandelion and focusing on her blowing on it. And that's really simplifying the picture. I also love this picture the way it is. I like the white horse. This was in spring and May with the dandelions in the field and the snow-capped mountains in the back. But there is a way we could simplify it to be more focused on the subject, which is our horse. And so what we do is zoom in a little bit on the horse, because the focus was be on the horse, and make sure that the horse is the predominant picture. And what I would really like to have done in that picture is taken some of the background, but can't move buildings. This was taken at Hampton Court. I know that's exciting. Hampton Court in England. It's old Henry VIII's house. And I was on vacation, so I just snapped this shot. And I like this shot. I think it's nice. But how can you simplify it? Well, this next picture will show you. You simplify it. I like this because it's giving you more to Hampton Court, more of the castle kind of thing, with the flowers around it and cropping it. It's still a nice picture both ways, and I like it both ways, but by zooming in just a little bit. The tip my photography teacher once gave me is either step forward or step back. How could you improve this picture? Well, I really like this picture. This is at Current Creek Reservoir again. We saw that a few slides ago. I think there's a couple things I could have done. We could have focused more maybe on the wildflowers. We could have focused more into the mountains in the back. But what we could have done, which is a big one, is take that pine tree out. It's a nice pine tree, but you can take it out and then you're more simplified onto the wildflowers, and you're more simplified onto the mountains and onto the reservoir. maybe what I could have done is taken the right side off without that open space in the water and made it more tight just on the wildflowers. Then you could have it in the background. Now, what's wrong with this picture? This is my friend Erin, and I just took her family picture just a week or so ago, and it was with her husband and their 7-month-old baby. So time has passed since this picture was taken. But if you notice, look closely, there's a leaf in her picture, and if I would have seen that while taking the picture, I would have brushed it out of the way and moved on. Now focus, we could focus attention. This is a bud outside of an elementary school that I was teaching at, and you want to focus attention. This picture shows that you're focusing right on the bud, and it's very clear that you're looking at that cherry blossom of that tree. Now here's the next one. I love taking pictures of lightning, and people say that I'm nuts, but it's kind of my passion right now. But what can I do to improve this picture? You know, lightning is hard to take a picture of. You have to wait. The timing has to be right. So this is a really interesting picture, but there's that silly light pole, that electricity pole in the way in the lines. So what you can do is focus in. So now you can see the branches of the lightning strike without the distraction of that. What a good distraction would be is maybe a building or something, but that light pole just and the power line just does not work for me. So just focus attention. How could you improve this picture? Can you see the deer? Can you see it? Can you see it? That looks like some lovely fall foliage. It's a nice picture. I kind of like it the way it is. But it could be better. So what do? Can you look at it? See, do you see the deer? You're looking at the deer now, aren't you? What you could do is focus attention. By zooming in a little bit, the deer is still in the center of the picture, and you've got the framing with the trees, but yet you can focus attention. So now you can say the subject is fall foliage and deer, or deer and the fall foliage, or something like that. Now this next picture might creep some people out, but I thought it was fun. I was taking pictures and I had just gotten back into my car and this grasshopper had come up. So it's the dirty windshield from the dirty day. And I couldn't go out and clean my windshield or I was going to lose the grasshopper. So what do? I take the picture as it is. I can zoom in. That's how I've got a lot of the texture of the underbelly of the grasshopper. But if you just zoom in a little bit more, you simplify it so you don't have to look at the dirty windshield so much. And then you're really seeing the grasshopper. You're seeing the details. You're seeing the wings. You're seeing the antenna and the legs. And I think this is a fun picture, kind of one of those happy accidents when you are out taking a picture of something else and here's the grasshopper. So now go out and take some pictures. Cell phone cameras, point and shoot, even film cameras if the people still have those. So you want to know what your subject is. What are you taking a picture of? What are you focusing on? What do you want? Especially when you're out taking nature pictures. You want to focus. And then you want to simplify and make sure there's no distractions. So go out and do it. Go out and have fun. Take pictures. And with the digital cameras now, you can take as many pictures as you want. You don't have to worry about it. It's not like you're burning film. So there's nothing wrong with going out